Hi, I'm Rob Cosman. We're here at our last Purple Heart project to be hosted in Heartland Forest, Niagara Falls, Canada, Ontario that is. We just completed our second week. This is Friday afternoon. I have Keith Jennings here with me. Keith is one of our combat wounded veterans. And I am going to get him to tell you a little bit about what he's experienced over the last very long 5 days. Would you call it a long day? We start eight in the morning, breakfast at 7, right. 8 here, and what time did you guys leave last night?
Oh, we left at about 11:30 last night.
Okay, and the night before?
The night before was 10, hard 10.
Hard 10?
But the night before that was around 11.
Okay, so they're staying here at least until 10 o'clock at night every night. It's a lot of work to do. So tell me what you got out of it, if you can do that in a nutshell.
Well, I started looking at doing woodworking stuff before, probably a few months ago, and my wife and I just bought a new home, first home ever, and so I want to build all the furniture in my house. So of course, the next thing is to look on YouTube, because that's how our generation learns these days. And through another YouTuber, I found RobCosman, and
who was that, Chad?
Now we're here. I'm not sure. He came in to do a dovetail
Chad.
with you.
Oh, really?
You did it. He's like, how fast can you do it in? And you just sped through it. And I was like, all right, yeah, I'd like to learn that. So one thing led to another. I started looking you up and found out that you did the online workshop. I contacted you for that, and you had me sign up for this, which is a good idea. And I'm very pleased to be here. I'm very honored to be here. Very thankful for everything that I've learned here. I think the two biggest things that I've gotten out of this, skills-wise, is dimensioning boards. Well, and obviously the dovetail, but dimensioning boards was a big deal for me.
Yes.
Yeah, well, because it's not as cut and dry as other things. You know, dovetails, like you say, as long as you can get the cuts in the right way, right where you mark them, you're good to go. But with a board, there's a lot more feel to it.
Yeah.
So for me, those types of things have always been difficult, but I mean, I've had to do it several times, and after the first time, it was very, very quick and easy. So I mean, you do learn a lot of things here at this class. You also have a chance to get close with other veterans who are, kind of in the same place you're at. If not same, very, very close. So I'd say probably the best thing about coming here is just, being in that type of position, environment, being around people who understand, and it's very fulfilling.
Do you want to say anything about your military background? You're a medic.
I'm a medic.
We like medics. Yes,
yeah, the medic's the one you want to be friends with.
Yeah.
Your medics, your cooks, and the people who pay you. Anyway, so I've been a medic for 11 years. I did 7 years active duty in the military, Army, and then I got out to go to school, and so I've been in the reserves for the last 4. I enjoy it. I mean, I'm going to be in until they kick me out. So, benefits are great, but there are some things that come alongside of that. And so learning to deal with that, especially in a family setting and civilian setting, has been challenging. So doing woodworking is, a lot of us do anything from video games to, and some people sadly drink instead of it. I mean, you gotta fill the holes with something. And so, aside from my faith in Christ, woodworking is probably the most productive aside from video gaming. So I'm looking forward to doing things that are productive, and it just gets myself out of my head.
You had deployments overseas, right?
I've been to Iraq once. I've been to Korea, which was kind of fun, except my wife was pregnant at home the whole time I was in Korea, so some might call that a mixed blessing. Yeah.
So what can you say to the guys that are suffering PTSD and really maybe they haven't been happy with the treatment that they've been given, or they have that, like you said, that hole that's looking to be filled? What I want you to do is talk to them and convince them to get registered for this. We don't have a ton of people signing up. In fact, for this class, We had 32, Jake? 32 people apply, 32 soldiers, and we were taking 14. So,
Right. And then you're already taking 4 from the group that wasn't accepted to this one, to the next one, right?
yeah,
So
right, so,
it's-
yeah, right, out of 32, 16.
It's
16
better
number,
than
by
1
the
out
way.
of 2 chance. So, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, we talk a lot about coping strategies. For those of you who have been to see somebody, which is really important, do that. But if you haven't, we talk about coping strategies. We talk about ways that we can make it work in a healthy way. And you know, like I've said, you know, drugs and alcohol, a lot of other things that we could do, not so healthy. It may cope, but it's not super healthy. Things like this is a very healthy coping strategy, and it's gold. I would say, you know, I mean, I told you, I said, don't worry about it. I'm probably fine. Most of us in the military, we think of disabled as missing a limb or something, you know, completely life-altering in that way, and we don't think about the, you know, the hidden stuff. So I'd say let Ron decide. Or let Rob decide who. We got a Rob in the class too. Called him Rob for like 5 days. Anyway, let him decide who he wants to bring and who he doesn't want to bring. I mean, you know, it's ultimately these guys who are doing it. So if you even know of somebody who you think might benefit from coming here, tell them to sign up. You can go to RobCosman.com.
Yeah,
Right?
all the information's on there.
All the information, you can apply on there through the email.
And we treat it like triage in a hospital. The guys who come in bleeding are the ones that are going to get taken care of first. So when they write their 2 paragraphs, they've got to tell us what's happening so that we know. That's all we have to go by. And like I said, the odds are pretty good. We still don't have a ton of people applying. So anyway, you still have some work to do.
I do.
It's not over. Thank you for your service. I appreciate you being here.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Steve.